Good day, everybody. My name is Mika Manatad, and I am your reporter for this video about Module 17 on page 224 to 231 about the social emotional development of the preschoolers. Before we start, I will give you a hint if what is social and emotional. Social is relating to the society. Basically, it refers on how we build relationship with others, or it means we are creating sense of belongingness or connection with others. On the other hand, emotional means how a person express his or her feelings towards the situation. This time, we will focus on how a preschoolers socialize and express their common feelings. And now let's proceed to this quote by Miss Maria Montessori. One test of the correctness of educational procedure is the happiness of the child. If we will go back from the past, when we are still young, we have many sources of happiness, like getting a high score or even accomplishing something in our school that we should be proud of. This quote means if an environment or particularly our classroom or even the people around us, like our teachers and parents, gives us the support that we need or want, our childhood memories will become happy. Moreover, if we will feel guidance for us, it is very easy for us also to accomplish things around us that will make us satisfied. Indeed, we are born naturally inquisitive, as they always say. We are curious, and by that, we tend to explore and find our happiness. A while ago, I have discussed a glimpse of idea about social and emotional. And now I will discuss the social-emotional development. So it includes the child's experience, expression, and management of emotions. It only means that kids are very attached to these factors in their lives. They tend to grow and develop their personalities as well with their experiences, feelings, or establishing themselves. Like in playing, that's the factor where they could express themselves easily and collect experiences and learning from it. And that are all included in and that is one of the reasons why a child have their social emotional development. That's why teachers and parents should promote social emotional development by encouraging a child or acknowledging the accomplishments of a child. Preschoolers' range of age is 3 to 4 years old. So as we have observed here in these pictures, they are playing or having their socialization. Administrators or school administrators, teachers, parents agree that attending school is more for socialization than for formal academic learning. And that is true. They don't have to be stuck in academic or formal academic way of learning, but they also have their own way on how they learn, especially when they are socializing with others. During the preschool years, children learn about their ever-widening environment. We actually tackled this one in Module 10. So who is Yuri Bronfenbrenner? He is a Russian-born American psychologist who is most known for his Bronfenbrenner's ecological theory. This theory means that a person's development was affected by everything in their surrounding environment. Just like the teachers, peers, the environment or literally the classroom environment, they gain or collecting learning from it. And that is true. It could affect their social emotional development on how they react to that environment, to that all factors that they are encountering. And now let's observe to this 4 pictures that I have prepared. So if you will notice on the first picture, a girl is playing alone. The second picture shows that a kid is only watching to all the kids who are playing. The third one is they are playing a soccer ball. And the fourth one is they are playing in the playground. So if you will notice the difference between these 4 pictures, on the left side, the 2 pictures tells us that these kids have no interaction. While on the right side, the 2 pictures tells us that there is an interaction. And that is our analysis when it comes to how a child play. And let's now proceed to the Preschoolers Initiative. Going back to Module 7, Erik Erikson was a German-American developmental psychologist and psychoanalyst. He is known for his theory on psychosocial development of human beings. This theory relates to one's psychological development and interaction with the social environment. Erikson believed that personality developed in a series of stages, and one of that stages that we're gonna talk about is the initiative versus guilt. Let's discuss first the initiative. Time by time, children feel and express their emotions. Maybe they want that thing right now and ignore it after. It is because time by time also they are curious, and that will make them creative and inventive as well. In short, they are thirst for knowledge. That's why they work for their own curiosity to satisfy their feelings. Moreover, when teachers and parents shows their support to a child, that child will achieve the sense of initiative. Like for example, washing the dishes. They know that their parents will cheer them up. That's why they yearn to engage themselves to this kind of household chores. By that, it will result to ruthlessness. Their goals are the only things that matters. On the other hand, if a child knew that consequence of his or her bad actions, he or she will no longer do it again. And that feeling is guilty or being guilty. One of the best examples is that a father who is hitting his son as part of discipline or to discipline a child. That's their way to make their child realize his or her mistakes. And that results to inhibition. They know that if they will make mistake, there's a punishment. That's why most of the time they consider themselves as a failure or salvaje or even bobo. But for me, a child was born as a naughty or makulit. Well, that's part of being a child. But parents should also have their control. Don't have to hit to hurt, meaning to say children shouldn't experience this kind of situation because it will lead them into negativity that they can bring while getting older. The key thing is to apply judicious permissive. Parents or even the teachers must have good judgment or sense when a child made a mistake. Hurting a child is not the way to teach them to learn from their mistakes. But one option that they can do is to have one-on-one and discuss with child what are the good values or manner for them to develop a healthy sense of initiative. Take note, a healthy sense of initiative in affirming, encouraging, and stimulating environment. One poster say, you don't have to hit to hurt, meaning to say children shouldn't experience this kind of situation because it will lead them into negativity that they can bring while getting older. The key thing is to apply judicious permissive. Parents or even the teachers must have good judgment or sense when a child made a mistake. Hurting a child is not the way to teach them to learn from their mistakes. But one option that they can do is to have one-on-one and discuss with child what are the good values or manner, for them to develop a healthy sense of initiative. Take note, a healthy sense of initiative in affirming, encouraging, and stimulating environment. And now we will talk about the self-concept and the preschooler. Let's now observe together to these three pictures on the screen. First picture shows that a girl is wearing a shoes by her own. The second picture shows a boy while wearing his socks. And the last picture shows that a boy is wearing his clothes. It simply tells us that they are independent with this kind of thing. If we will notice, other kids are not doing this. Indeed, they are always relying to their parents to do this thing for them. But these kids shows us that at that young age, they can be independent and they can also build their self-concept. Now we will discuss that self-concept. Self-concept means a child's view in this or that labels or general view. That's their general view. And they focuses also on observable characteristics. Once they have learned something or observed something, they feel eagerness to do that, just like in the three pictures that I have shown a while ago. They became proud when they surpass something that they should be proud of. They think that they are already an independent child when they did something by their own. And that's what we called as their self-concept. It means their view. Next is the self-esteem. Self-esteem means children feel good about themselves when they can use their new skills. Their self-esteem grows when their parents pay attention or let a child try or give smiles or even show that they are proud. As kids grow, self-esteem can grow too. Anytime kids try things, do things and learn things, even though they don't succeed from their past trials. But take note, when they are exploring the thing around them, they can be a chance that can be a chance for self-esteem to grow. However, they may become negative of repeated frustration and disapproval. Kids have different personalities, and we are aware of that. Others have patience, and others do not have. If they encountered many failures in their life, that will lose their self-esteem, and it could bring them to negativity, to not try things out as they grow. And this is the advantage of um, having a repeated frustration or disapproval. And now let's talk about the environmental factors and gender in the preschooler socio-emotional development. Gender typing means a child's awareness when it comes to their gender. For example, a male child may attribute himself to the male gender by growing up and wanting to be the stereotypical man. It means he wants to form a fixed general identity or image of him, so that it is assumed that they will behave in a particular way. To make it clear, let's define the word gender. It means it is either of the two sexes, the male and female. Example of that is referring to someone who wears a dress as a female. That is the example of gender. Again, the gender typing is the child's awareness when it comes to their gender. Kids form their own gender identity by playing some toys, like a boy who is playing a toy car, so his identity is a male, and a girl who is playing a Barbie, then we can conclude that she is a female. We depend on the toys that they prefer to play. Next, gender typing and gender identity are influenced by environmental factors such as the family, teachers, peers, and the mass media. A child's understanding of gender roles impacts how they socialize with their peers and form relationships. Many children have a firm sense of their gender identity, while some children can experience gender identity confusion. Why? Because sometimes a boy wants to play a Barbie, but he believes that he is a boy. It's maybe because all of his siblings are girl, and that influenced him that much. Again, the gender typing and gender identity influenced by the environmental factors. Next is the gender schemas. It is based on children's interactions and observations. It means a child has different understanding when it comes to gender. And this gender schema guide their thinking that influence their behavior. It provides them about the maintenance and the power of their gender beliefs. Moreover, boys are expected to show their emotions or expected to show emotional control. And girls are soft and demure. Why? That's how we look to the boys and girls in our society. That's their role. It is because they always say that boys are not expressive, but they are strong and not weak about their feelings. That's why they have this called emotional control. While the girls are soft and demure, it is because they always tend to say that girls are weak and boys are more strong or stronger. As compared to girls, they usually in a way that they like and find appealing and behave correctly. Well, that's how we give judgments about the boys and girls gender role in our society. Parents also expect their children to play with toys that are right for their gender. It's simply because at the very young age, they already know who they are or what gender that they have to not result in gender identity confusion. In addition, the expectations of the people can also influence their gender schema because as what I have discussed about the influence of the environmental factors to children because their expectations gives the impacts to children on how they socialize with their peers and form relationships, especially when the parents are the one who decide for their children's playmate or what toys they should play with. In the US, there is growing debate about LGBT sexual issues. Lawmakers and school administrators have increasingly recognized that LGBT kids are vulnerable population in school settings, and many have implemented policies designed to ensure all students feel safe and welcome at school. Children are very sensitive and we are aware of that, especially when it comes to ignorance or discrimination. That's why in what debate happened they are giving the free will for the kids because as what they have said if they will about to feel discrimination or if a child feel discrimination it will affect to their school or academic performances. That's why schools have their balancing act on how to deal with these issues. That's why this act reflects on how they respect the child's situation and not to add confusion. Furthermore, preschool teachers should be aware on how he or she gives treatment to his or her students. That will not result to discrimination, especially in the class discussion. And now let's proceed to part 10's stages of play. Play is the main agenda of the preschool years. It has a social dimension. That is true. Kids are very attached to play because that's how they look their world, to socialize with some other kids and make themselves busy by playing. Indeed, it can help them to grow and to know things around them by their own exploration. That's why, if you will notice, parents let their child to play. Mildred Parton is an American sociologist, and she's the one who developed the theory of 6 stages of the child's play. And here is the Parton stages of play according to her. We have different types of play here for children. And if we will go back from our past, we also have our playing system or preferred to play. First is the unoccupied. If you will notice on the picture, a girl is looking for something. She is not particularly playing, but her attention is on anything that interests her. Maybe she's looking for a bird while flying, and she is curious about where the birds go. That's what we call unoccupied. The next one is the solitary play. A child has two types of toys, but he is only the one who plays with it. Solitary play means he preferred to play alone or independently. The third one is the onlooker. A child preferred to watch on the kids who are playing. I have discussed this type of play in our analysis a while ago. So this is a child where he is only watching other kids in the playground, but he is not interacting with them, or in short, there is no interaction, and that is the example of onlooker. The fourth one is the parallel play. In parallel play, there is no interaction as well. He or she has a playmate with him or her, but they are just focusing on their toys and not with an interaction. Next is dissociative play. The child plays with others. In short, there is an interaction. It is very interesting because you are with your playmates. You can appreciate what your playmates do, and that will help you to become associative. And of course, most importantly, to develop your social emotional development. The last part is the cooperative, or from the word cooperation, a child shows his or her willingness to accomplish a game or task or even the outdoor activities that they have. And that makes them very cooperative. So that are all the parts and stages of play. Again, the onlooker, solitary play, unoccupied, parallel play, associative, and cooperative. And now let's proceed to the friendships in preschool. I am pretty sure that we all have that friends or friend in our preschool days. Let's now define what is friend. A person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. Basically, when we feel the happiness to that person, we consider them as our friend. And because we know that we are comfortable with each other. And how about the friendship? Friendship, this is the emotions or conduct of friends. It means it is your relationship of mutual affection between people. Meaning to say, friend is a person and friendship is your relationship to that person. Friendship benefit the preschooler's development. Yes, it is because connecting themselves to others is a kind of socialization. Their childhood memories experience have more meaningful or purpose because they feel the affection of their friends. They can also get that easily when they are playing or having an outdoor activities with their friends. Moreover, friendships are very important because they create sense of connection or belongingness and security as well. Just like what I have said, friendship influence the child's development. Parents and teachers, when seeing preschoolers in a fight, shouldn't say that, tama na, ano ba yan? Tama na, friends na kayo. Say sorry na. You know why? Because parents and teachers should let a child fix their relationship with his or her friends. You don't have to force them for the sake of fixing their relationship with others. They should be the one who should give their good response to it, to learn and to make that learning valuable. In addition, an integral part of the preschool curriculum is to teach children the important social skills. Let's now proceed to the and now let's proceed to the last part of our topic. It is about the caregiving style. Caregiving styles means how a parent or teacher care for their child. These styles can affect the socio-emotional development of a child because what caregiving styles that they had adopt will be their behavior or it will result to a accustomed action. Diana Baumrind describes that caregiving styles. She is an American and developmental psychologist that is responsible for the parenting styles. This was based on a longitudinal study. So this is actually our topic and we tackled this one before in module 4. Longitudinal study means the same time individuals are studied over a period of time, usually several years or more. And now we will focus to the varying degrees of demandingness and affection. Responsiveness refers to the caregiver behaviors. In short, that is the caregiver response, the respect, affection, communication, or respect, care, or openness in communication. And that will affect the child's development. On the other hand, demandingness refers to the level of control and expectations. This involves discipline and confrontation strategies. It describes parental requirements for their children so that they develop into mature and responsible adults. So to clearly understand this, let's identify the Baumrink's caregiving styles. And this is the Baumrink's caregiving styles. First is the authoritative. It has a high demandingness and high responsiveness. It means there is a caregiver's response and parental requirements for their kids. Example of this is focus on obedience, punishment over discipline. The next one is the permissive. It has low demandingness and high responsiveness, less caregiver's response. And I mean, I'm sorry, um, and there have a high responsiveness, which is there's caregiver's response, and the low demandingness there is no um, expectations from the parents. And the example of that is don't enforce rules, kids will be kids. Next is the authoritarian. It has high demandingness and low responsiveness. There is no caregiver's response. It example create possible a positive relationship, enforce rules. And the last one is the negligent. It has low demandingness and low responsiveness. There is no expectations from parents and also caregivers response or parents response. Example provide guidance, nurturing, or attention. And that is our topic for this video. Thank you for listening.